All
It's
right, we are live. Oh, Jesus.
sorry for the laughs, folks. Not really, because we were just laughing before we started.
Right, no laughing.
No laughing.
This is a
Wait.
serious show. We never laugh.
Laughter is the devil.
It's devil with the foosball.
Oh,
Oh my goodness. Happy Monday, everybody. Welcome to Monday Munch. Hi, lad.
Hello.
Hello, folks.
Hi.
So we're talking digital love, which goes everything from online dating to long distance, such, and virtual intimac. Because I forgot the letter Y there.
I thought you were just being obnoxious with like intimate AC.
Oh no. I wish I could be like, yeah, that was me being clever. No, but it's just me being an idiot. Yeah, how it goes. So I am Mr. I started this shit show like a year and a half ago, and it's been getting more fun and then more shit showier as we go. Fun time.
Where's our title cards at?
Okay.
What do you mean our title cards?
The video. You usually play in front of the video.
The intro.
Do you guys want
The
the
intro.
Do you guys want the intro?
The epic of the fail.
Okay, here we go. Here's the intro.
Mister, I want you to know that at the beginning of the video, it said tonight's topic was finding your tribe.
Close enough. I never fixed it. And I'm doing it tonight. Okay, we're gonna have.
Munch is always about finding your tribe.
Thank you, Lab. Yeah. So welcome.
I need to recreate that picture I sent you.
Yeah,
I have had quite some development since then.
there you go. See what happened. You guys that want to change the pictures, we'll change the pictures. Like smooth as fucking sandpaper. Absolutely. Right. Absolutely. So yeah, so I'm gonna enjoy these.
And I think we should eventually do like an intro that is audio, because there is the audio version of this available. So, like, the intro just didn't do much there, did it?
Yeah, well, come watch the live, assholes.
Ha!
Or we could do the intro video and then do spoken intros like we usually do.
So what do our amazing viewers think about that? Me trying to get the audience engaged in a conversation that's not even on topic.
Look, if we keep trying to introduce ourselves every single time we come on the show, we're going to be wasting an hour just doing that. Because God knows we cannot remember who the fuck we are when someone asks.
Didn't you write it on your underwear like I did? That's how I know who the hell I am. I just kind of check the name of my underwear and I'm good.
I'm down with Ray's idea. Can we do it like NFL intros?
I'm okay with that.
Okay.
I am down for it. We look all serious and everything.
No, we're not all serious.
Mr. Kingslayer.
Juniper Jane.
You guys remind me of like the lineup for college football or for NFL football teams, like when they stand up and so and so from such and such university.
Exactly.
Yeah, you got to put your stats up, right?
That's right.
Becca hears me.
We definitely.
Juniper Jane playing for the polyamorous team, pansexuals, and hitting 0 home runs this year.
You guys are on the wrong sport. I thought it was swinging both ways.
We play sports ball here, okay?
Well,
Sports
I've gotten confused in a time or two, and I've swung all the ways, and here I am, not hitting anything.
So you're like the tetherball. You swung every which way and still hit nothing. Gotcha.
Bounced right back in my face.
So tonight's month, like I said, is about a mix of online dating. Of course, we're going to talk safety. We're going to talk how to deal with like long distance relationships, as I have a few people here that are in long distance relationships that have some insight to it.
Mm.
I'm not a fan. I mean, I'll have one, but it's just like, I don't know. I don't have enough time for myself, let alone other people that don't live here.
Distance is a bitch sometimes.
Yeah, I know, like for sure. Yeah, it's. Oh, I missed that. Laughs at the gotta get going. Adore every one of you. Alice, you're incredible and a blessing to have in my life. Bye.
Bye.
See, now we're gonna have to have a conversation later to figure out what our stats are.
Oh, bro.
Weren't we trying to do like baseball cards or something?
Yeah, I had that planned for the first con. That was going to be something that I did. But, since 99% of that group is no longer with us, it's a good thing I didn't waste my time.
I'm still here. Hi. Hello.
I don't even know who you are. It's just a picture there. It could be somebody else. Are you AI tonight? Are you doing an AI-generated conversation?
If I was, I wouldn't have to sit here and talk to you weirdos for this long.
Weirdos. You say that like it's a bad thing and you're not looking in the mirror.
I never said I wasn't a weirdo. I just said that I wouldn't have to be doing it, which is a tragedy because I like you fuckers.
Why?
So what is going on here is the casual online banter that you may see out in the wild in a very live online relationship. Because isn't that the topic tonight?
She's trying, guys. She's trying to hurt all her.
Trying.
All her little goats are all over the field. And she's just like,
Can't herd cats.
So this is how you meet people, guys. In case you're introverts and you don't know what the fuck you're doing, you meet a bunch of extroverts and they tell you what to do.
You're not wrong.
Yeah. So online dating, that's like the first step, essentially, as far as relationships go. Unless you count like this, but we're.
So I want to speak on this particular online dating topic from the start as being the eldest on the panel. I was there when the internet boomed into birth, and many of my friends were getting in online relationships, and I didn't think anything of it until I joined the military. And I saw several people able to work it and keep it alive, and I saw several people fail in it. And much like the way I found myself after I got out of the military and in a few of these online long distance relationships, yes, we baby internet, is that while I could put as much of my voice support and text in place, I never could wrap my arms around them and let them know it was okay. So you could only be a certain level of support without expenditures, without finances in just the online realm. You've only got so much power. I can't reach out and shake Mister's hand or pat him on his back to let him know everything's going to be okay. I can just type it out.
Right.
And so this is why I had to step away from that aspect of trying to date. I can make friends, but there was no way for me, requiring more of a physical contact, my love language being physical touch primarily, there was no way I could give that to someone from long distance. So I stayed local.
I'm the opposite. This works out perfectly for me. I don't want the touchy-feely bullshit.
Because I'm probably the horniest person on this panel, I'm going to go ahead and mention that the long distance touch can be accomplished with there are sex toys that sync up with each other long distance that are controlled via apps on your phone and Wi-Fi.
Right. And Rebecca, you're right. And Ray, you're right too. There's good and bad and everything. And there are a lot of creeps, but hopefully we'll help you navigate some of that shit. But did you know, here's something fun that my dad told me a long time ago. So back in the day, before any of us were thought of, they used to have party lines. It was a random number you could call, And
Bro, you say that like it's that old. Like, seriously, I do remember party lines, and my lady met her previous husband on a party line. So, yeah.
Hey, for some of us who aren't dinosaurs, please let Mr. Finish explain it.
so a party line was basically a number you could call, and was an open line. Like anybody now that number could speak to whoever was on that line. Like it was just like a group chat essentially, but telephone version.
It's a chat room, basically.
Kinda, yeah. It's like, but like there was no order to it. You just tell somebody, "Hey, come meet me here. We're having a party at this place tonight," and just whoever the fuck showed up.
Yeah, they're not that old.
That sounds like how you get murdered in your own home.
Whatever.
It was very interesting to watch society go from "don't talk to strangers on the internet" to "oh hi, what are we doing right now?"
Get a stranger to pick you up, to take you over to meet a stranger, to go back to that stranger's house. Man, Ted Bundy would so be disappointed right now.
Right? He'd have been the Uber killer, I tell you what.
Oh, for sure. So see, like, okay, so party lines aren't that old. I've just never used one. I just knew the concept of them back from, like, my dad said back in, like, the 70s. So, it was stuff like that.
I'd never heard of that before tonight.
It's quite interesting. And Day 6, I think, was around when they used smoke signals to the know.
No, I was there for the invention of semaphore. Get it right.
The fuck is that?
Where you talk with the flags? Good Lord.
So you just say flags. Fun with flags.
Yeah, Becca, that's two.
Oh man. So online dating. Obviously, there are tons of different sites and things to use that people use. I've always had this hot take, and maybe it's not such a hot take, but too many people try to use Tinder to date. When Tinder, just like Grindr, is meant to get laid and roll on, or get laid and like have a consistent hookup buddy. But now it's we got a whole bunch of stuff going on. You are old.
Yeah, I'm gonna take my teeth out and kick the crap out of all you whippersnappers. I hate what.
Still 5 shekels, not $5. Yeah, Kenny, you do have to have a little regard for your safety. Do have to have little regard for your safety. Sorry, yeah, absolutely. Like I am down. I don't have any regard for my own personal safety. But no, like Tinder. So I see people going on there trying to date and stuff like that. It's stupid. I didn't even know they had profiles until like 2 months before I got rid of it. I was just like, "You're hot, swipe. You're not, swipe." That was the whole purpose, right?
I do want to point out that Tinder bills itself as a dating app, not as a hookup app.
Does it really?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's stupid.
So does Grindr.
Which is crazy. Like, okay, Grindr, me and Jim were talking about this earlier. Grindr is so much more straightforward. Like, and I have something, let me go ahead and offend all of you. A few weeks ago, I think we said there was no such thing as implied consent. If you build a profile, you have given implied consent to be messaged by a person you match with.
Yes, asterisk. Yes, asterisk. Not to be initially sent their dick pic as the first message.
No, that's just like stupid. I just mean in general. So like, you know what I'm saying? Like I'm just gonna be like,
if you go on a site about connect that's meant to connect with people, you make a profile and you go, I want to connect with this person, which is what liking them on either site is. Then yeah, it's not implicit consent, it's explicit. You've gone into the space and gone, hey, let's connect.
But now on a different aspect, if you sign up for Adult Friend Finder, I think you've sent implied consent to receive a dick pic as an opening.
Nope.
Depending on what your profile says.
Unless you explicitly say in your profile, send me your dick. you have not given them consent for a dick pic.
What about open for anything?
That means like when you're actually physically in the same space, you're down for whatever it is that they want to do. That doesn't mean you don't have a conversation beforehand.
Maybe. It's possible. I don't think I could anymore. I'm not that skilled at going out and meeting people anymore.
I am apparently very good at attracting autistic bottoms.
Very nice. I love it. So let's kind of talk about dating. We'll get into the safety and kind of the second realm of things. Oh shit! There's a person there.
Yeah, I know. I'm real.
Excuse me. That's wild.
Nah, deep fake.
So let's see. Oh, you can't send pictures on Tinder? That's crazy. I don't know. I haven't used Tinder since before Jen and I got together. I think I had it like a couple months before we actually started dating. That's it. Yeah, so I have no idea how Tinder works anymore. I just scared Jason's off. Oh.
I don't know. Basics might be telling on themselves a little bit. I said I attract autistic bottoms, and Zer disappeared.
So let's talk.
No, that wasn't it. I'm relocating. That's all.
Whatever you need to tell yourself. That was a sudden urge to relocate.
Well, my lady was sitting outside and wanted to talk with her daughter, and I wasn't going to interrupt their conversation.
Sure. So the profile is obviously the most important part of online dating. Not the most important part, but it's essential. If you're actually, so if you're using like OkCupid and I don't know, there used to be a whole bunch of dating sites that actually were for dating. I don't remember any of them now.
It's OkCupid and Plenty of Fish are the two now that are primarily used for dating, but they all bill themselves as dating sites.
Right. So yeah, I don't know. There's a few. You know, we can kind of jump into the nuances of each one. Like I said, Plenty of Fish. I do remember now that you said that. OkCupid. Now there's Hinge. Hashtag Open. Bumble. Like Ray just said, Bumble. Becca says J6 is hiding their blush.
There are some real fun ones like Farmers Only and Christian Mingle if you fit specific demographics.
Right.
Like Timey.
Timey? Is that like a bondage dating app?
I think it's like a lesbian dating app.
Tie you like a cherry stem or what?
I think they call it scissors.
Why do they call it what?
Scissors.
Excuse
I
you,
would like
Jen, not all lesbians have the equipment to scissor.
Legs?
Yeah, you just need legs, actually.
There's so much more to scissoring than just having legs adjacent to each other.
Well, I mean, it depends on,
Not
depends on if
really.
we're doing the fun craft scissors or the sharp scissors.
Dream, do you even know what scissoring actually is?
Yes, I do, and I know that a lot of lesbians would agree with me saying that they don't do that shit for a reason.
And I have met many who do.
I've watched many that do.
I'm not even gonna try and understand. Okay, I'm gonna pull a day 6 here. I'm gonna go relocate over there.
Okay, first off, look, I'm in a different location. So
No one doubted that you were moving.
Yeah,
So
I just went to a different location too, buddy. It's called the hell out of here.
To each his her their own. Absolutely. Oh fuck! There was one. I don't remember the name of it. Alice, you're like always ready to figure this shit out. There's one that's for HSV positive people. It may be specific for HSV and herpes and stuff, but I'm pretty sure it's just that. But there may be one that's for all people that are infected with some kind of STI.
Positive singles.
Positive singles.
Yeah, and that's for specifically for people with herpes.
Okay.
And I believe there's one more. Hold on.
You know, I'm gonna look up how many dating apps there are on the App Store currently.
7,472.
There's one called Pause Personals, POZ Personals, which is specifically for people who are positive with HIV.
See, so there's a dating site pretty much for everybody. With that, like we were going to talk about the profiles. Anybody got any good profile tips? I used to have phenomenal profiles. I wish I had like any of them left.
Catfish everyone. No, don't do that.
No, don't listen to Dream's advice. He's going to get you in trouble.
I didn't give the bad advice today.
Not today.
Not yet.
If you're going to go there like looking just for sex, be clear about that in your profile. Or like if you're going looking for friends and no sex or romance, or like if someone reads your profile, they need to know what you're looking for.
Right.
Okay, let's be honest here though. No one actually reads past the pictures, maybe like 10%. And if you say, I don't want to sex here, they don't give a fuck.
I have read the profile of every person.
Just
I've
because
swiped
you
right on.
have does not mean everybody has. You wouldn't believe the amount of people who are like, you look beautiful. You want to sex? Like, no, I have it written there like 3 or 4 times. Like, no.
When I have the sex.
Did you read my profile? No, I just like the pretty pictures and the swipe.
That's me. Like, I mean, like I said, I didn't know they had profiles for a long time.
So then my advice wouldn't be anything to do with writing the profile. It would be if you're using the site, read the fucking profiles.
Okay, now let me rephrase that. For Tinder, I never read the profiles because I was there with the intentions of what Tinder was for. I knew, how that was going to roll or should roll. It's, it's implied that you go on Tinder to hook up. Like that's how I first heard about it. It was a fucking hookup app back in 2011, I think, 2012.
What's the gay version of Tinder?
Grindr. Oh yeah. Now, question: is that like gay specific, or is that like gay, lesbian?
It's gay specific, more or less. It's usually the male presenting portion of the populace.
Gotcha.
I had a boyfriend who thought that he could meet chicks on there. Downloaded the app. And
I
then
would
was
never think that.
really, really shocked at what he seen.
You can meet some beautiful queens on there. Well, yeah, but if you're looking for an innie, you're not going to find it on Grindr.
All right, day 6, I got to check you on that one.
You're right.
Trans men do use Grindr.
That's fair. But
That's
more
what I was-
often than not, like I said, it's for the male presenting. I still feel pretty confident with that one.
That was what I was curious about. I didn't know if it was a place that was safe for trans people, if it was a safe space for lesbians, or even trans women that are pre-op. Like how nuanced does it get?
It gets as nuanced as how does that person identify, right? A trans man who's pre-op and a trans woman who's pre-op are still man and woman respectively.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, I'm not trying to take it. I was talking about just like physically, because they may enjoy, even though they may be a straight trans woman, they may still have the equipment that they were born with.
Yep.
So if they're straight, then they would, I don't know.
You know what everybody has? Butts. We should get a dating app where you just stick your ass in the air, take a picture of it, and that's how you meet people.
Wait. You're just saying that because you want all the attention with that ass.
Yeah, you're right. That ass, though.
That ass, though.
there were great things over here in the comments. Be funny, be honest and clear about your intentions. Yes, Becca, you still have to weed some out.
Live, laugh, toaster bath. I love that one.
I was ready for that one. Live, laugh, toaster bath. Some say death wish. I say down for anything. Kitty, you sound like fun. Yeah. So now I do like. So one thing I did like about OkCupid from way back in the late 2000s when I was using it. Hold up. We got an ass off. We need to have an ass off.
I would also like to join this running. I am very well endowed in that area.
I have a fantastic ass myself. It's just a little buggy.
See, ass is the language that we all speak and understand. It doesn't matter who you are. That ass, though.
That ass, though.
I volunteer as judge.
Me too. I won't even participate. You guys just don't get to see mine.
Look, this is not supposed to be a contest. This is supposed to be a way to meet people. That's why the ass is shaped like a heart when you add the legs.
So
I like Kitty. I haven't seen Kitty on here, I don't think, before. Maybe I have, and I'm just kind of stupid like that. But Kitty, you sound like the kind of person I could hang out with. 62 miles on an ATV, 62 miles an hour on an ATV drunk. Hell yeah. Let's rock and roll. Race at W Judge.
Ray had a follow up.
Supervised don't win. I know you. It's the tiny picture and yeah, the username. I don't know. Send me a DM and yeah, hell yeah. I fully consent for you sending me a DM. So I do like the funny thing. That was always my approach. Something really stupid. So forever I had that I was a professional hopscotch player.
They told you.
Oh, Becca. Hell, how you been?
We got more Becca.
We got Beccas, and Beccas. The Tribeca, if you will.
I do have a Becca. Yes, consent is sexy and communication is necessary. It's 27 minutes in and we haven't said communication yet. What the fuck?
I feel like this is going to make Day 6 cry.
No, we haven't said it? Oh, no, we've done like an hour last week. Oh, Day 6 would have lost it. I don't know if they were watching or not, but at that point when we realized it, my short-term memory sucks.
Actually, I do believe I was watching it for the first hour because I was listening to it while I was on my way out to the airport. I do have a recollection. I have 3 in my recollection. It's awesome.
I cannot recollect this conversation.
So, you know what would have been nice to have for this live and probably not the other one? Those statistics I had.
Yeah. Yeah, the Tinder stats would have been
Yeah.
That's
good.
fair.
So I hate the cliche shit on profiles. Although I don't have one anymore, so I used to hate the cliche stuff on profiles. Long walks on the beach.
I like the idea of be funny. Back when I used dating apps, my the top of my profile said, if you're going to DM, send me your worst pickup line. And if they made me laugh, they got a conversation at the very least.
Ooh, I've got one for you, Alice. If you sit on my face, I'll guess your weight. If I'm wrong, I'll eat the difference.
That's not a bad pickup line. That's great.
I have to agree with Mr. on this one, unfortunately.
Don't you hate when you have to agree with me? It's terrible, terrible time.
So I have an idea to
Yep.
make sure people actually read your profile. You write a whole bunch of stuff, and then in the middle of the profile, you just say, if you read this far, text me the word moose or something like that.
Yeah.
That'd
That's
work.
the only way you're going to get a chat out of me.
Becca says nice shoes, wanna fuck? That's one of the classic bad pickup lines.
If I followed you home, would you keep me?
No!
Nice shoes wanna fuck would definitely get a conversation.
You want to go get it? You want to go out for sex and pizza? No. What's the matter? Don't like pizza? I know, Ray. I know. Alice agreed with Mister completely.
The world is ending.
Oh, you guys ready for the worst gross one? The worst. Okay. We all know Are you from Tennessee, right?
Because you're the only 10 I see, yeah.
Right. Are you from Mississippi?
Is it Mrs. Oh, no.
Because you're the only miss who pissed that sippy.
That would have gotten you blocked if you sent that to me.
Wait.
Just immediately.
Okay, I'm gonna be the dumb one here, and I'm not gonna ask what the fuck you just said, but I also don't
That's okay.
understand.
My audio may have cut out. I got you. It said, "Are you from Mississippi?" Because you're the only miss who's pissy at sippy.
No!
It's one of those. If everybody had to hear it, you had to hear it too.
No!
So, sorry, y'all had to hear it again. Do you wash your panties in Windex? Because I can see myself in them.
All right, fails the assignment for a bad pickup line, but that would still get a conversation.
Right. So I do like that. So one tactic I've seen quite a bit on so when I'm on other websites and I see screenshots of pickup lines and intros to conversations is the multiple choice thing. I love that. It's like, hey, look, I'm down to have this conversation, but what part of my personality would you like to see? Would you like something genuine, a compliment, something funny, or something really bad? Most people are going to pick bad anyway because it's just fun. And
yeah, you want to see how dark they can go.
Absolutely. They hit you with the Mississippi line. At that point, you have to decide, am I down for
There's
this?
the door. There's the door.
If somebody hit me with a pickup line that fucking grows, I would have to have a conversation.
Nah.
Because that takes some confidence that nobody has.
I'm with you on that there, kitty.
Yep, that's a good pickup line. Want to smoke some weed? When you're out at a bar, I know this isn't online, but real life pickup lines, if you really don't want to use a cheesy line or something like that, hi works.
It really does.
If you're outside smoking, hey, do you have a light? If the person you're interested in smoking, don't ask them for a cigarette because then that looks like you're a bum.
If you have a lighter, offer the light to the person that just came out to light their smoke. That's another great way to.
Yep.
Back to the topic.
I got one.
We're still
Can I
on topic.
try? This is one I just made up.
What you
Can
got?
I try? Okay. Are you a wire? Because I can see you all tied up.
Doesn't meet the assignment for a bad pickup line.
No, but okay, I see how it is.
No.
Womp womp womp.
I've already given Dream explicit consent to tie me up whenever the fuck he wants to. So eh.
Oh,
I
you know
stuck
what?
my tongue out, and the mute button says, "You can't speak like this." I'm glad it can understand me.
So another good one. I actually used it at work the other day, not in a pickup situation, but just goofing around with one of the girls there, and excuse me, miss, you dropped something. They look like my jaw. What's up? But yeah, profiles. And when I speak of profiles, I am genuinely talking about OkCupid. The places where you're looking at the profile to see what kind of person you're dating or wanting to meet. The other ones have it on there. Be as creative as you can in the limited characters that you have. But yeah, humor is always going to win.
Okay. If the person posts in their profile that they might be a little neurospicy or autistic, ask them about something they're interested in and just let them info dump for an hour.
I'm telling you, you can find your way into somebody's realm of connection by that right there.
Indeed.
like in a not pickup way. But if you don't know us and you're at a party or you ever come to my house and my son's here, ask him about a train. And you just found something to do for the next 2 hours. Like just sit down and shut up. It's gonna happen. You know? So sidetrack, my son may be autistic, you know.
Maybe. Something that's coming up, like for me, that I've been real excited about is Diablo 4 launched this week for public, and like I have been talking to every person I've been on a date on in the past 3 days with about the entire history of Diablo in and out of universe because it's one of my special interests.
Where was I?
That comes on Wednesday. You're probably not going to get me to shut up on Wednesday.
I bet I could shut you up real easy.
Yeah, if you were here in person, probably. So back to the topic at hand.
On to being safe when you're online.
Real quick.
Not something too.
Yeah. So real quick to keep building on the profile thing. So humor is about the only thing we've talked about, but being genuine was another thing that was said in the comments there, and that could even go as far as like what you're bad at. You know, if you want to be playful, I've got some examples over here. It's like my sense of direction so bad that Google Maps throws up as a virtual hand in frustration. You know, like exaggerate like that. Like don't embellish things to sound like better than they are. Use embellishment to add more details to what you're saying. I'm sure there's a word for that, and I'm just a fucking idiot. So
It's called lying, and if you're saying lie to make yourself seem
No.
worse, that's
Don't lie.
hilarious.
you're expanding on the truth to be funny.
Don't be afraid to speak in hyperbole.
That's the word, hyperbole. See? And I write articles. What the fuck?
That's okay. I had to know what a hyperbole was and how to spell it by the time I was 6, having a grammarian mother.
Oh yeah, see you got grammar Nazi as a kid. So I feel you. I hate it because literally, I promise you, if I were to send you my articles day 6, like some of my earlier articles, even my articles now, if you were to read them, you'd be like, what the fuck is this?
If I am not the first proofreader for your book, I am going to come down there and beat your bald ass.
Well, that just gives me a reason to send it to somebody else first.
Jen, I'm going to use every new flogger you got, girl.
But humor is truly like that to me. That's my bread and butter when it comes to building a romantic type of relationship.
Your what?
My bread and butter, like it's what.
Oh, okay. I thought you said bread fucker.
It's my bread fucker. Sometimes it's just what you're really good at. That bread never stood a chance. Yeah. So yes, okay, that's a good one, Kitty. Before we jump on to like safety stuff, being honest about long-term disabilities. So I have friends of all kinds. I have some friends that have health conditions that are transferable to other people. That's always a tough conversation for them. That's like it used to be that they would wait and build that connection, and then before it took a physical level, they were like, "Hey, by the way, I've got something going on," and then people disappear. She's changed completely now. She's like, "Yo, what's up? Here I am. This is who I am. This is what I got going on. So you down or not?"
That to me is like the best approach.
That comment stabbed me through the heart a little bit.
The long-term disease and disabilities.
Yeah.
I mean, it really is important. So if you're dealing with someone that may be autistic or has an STI or has a chronic health illness or something like that, so
right,
Yep, Katie says an autoimmune disease that is contagious, or not contagious, but genetic. You know, there it could be something as severe as Huntington's disease, something that you may not have, but you're a carrier of, so your future children could be affected by it. So it's something that really plays into that.
See, I don't know if anyone else has been on the other side of this argument, but if I go around and I tell people right off the back, like, hey, I'm sick, I can't be around all the time, you just kind of get in return either, okay, goodbye, or, oh my god, you're just using me for money, you stupid fake.
Well, and that's, to me, helps. Oh, go ahead, Daisy. I see your hand up. Go ahead.
So you're going to find that within any breadth of humanity, whether they're a decent person or not. And somebody that is actually looking for the love of their life, I don't feel is going to stop the conversation if you're that, especially that upfront and honest right at the beginning, like, hey, look, I've got an autoimmune disease or I've got a hereditary disease. So if you're thinking about children, that's completely going to be a heavy discussion because of genetics that I could pass on, or in a situation like others with autoimmune diseases, whether it be lupus, RA, fibro. For example, if you have fibro, like in a Tinder type situation, if you don't say that up front, that person may not have the tenderness to say, okay, so where are your flare zones so I can avoid the hell out of that? Where do you want me to touch you? That's a good person. You're going to find those that are going to say, you're just trying to milk me, or okay, whatever. Those people that can't handle that. And to be honest, those that say, okay, thanks, and then just leave are saving you a lot of time and a lot of heartache. Granted, the ones that are rude about it are stabbing you when they leave, but at least they're still leaving and not stringing you along and not coming back 6 months later saying, okay, I can't handle this. In my opinion, it's totally worth it to be upfront and honest for your chronic illnesses, for everything like that. Once you've gotten past that, okay, we've chatted and there's an intimacy that we want to pursue, then have those conversations, especially if it's something like fibro where literally pain can come from places that you don't expect it to. So these are conversations that are meant to be had, and we're all about conversation and communication. So be upfront and honest with it.
I don't know if you guys have ever played Minecraft, but every time somebody like fucks off or goes away or tells me to fuck off or anything else, the little heart's split in half, and you only have so many of them before you lose your shit.
I can validate.
Yeah. Well, here's the thing about that, though. I'm with Day6 on that. You know, the shitty ones are going to weed themselves out anyway. Go ahead, Alice. You were waiting patiently. Sorry.
Yeah, basically that same sentiment. The ones that are going to be shit and like accuse you of milking them or being a fake are like, you don't want to be around those people anyway, right? You're kind of having the trash take themselves out. And then you get people who will be like, okay, well, be around when you can, and I'll enjoy the time we can spend together. And those are the people you kind of want to stick to. Not just in the like big disability way, but like if they're the kind of person who's going to say that and you don't have anything like that you have to deal with your body or mental health wise, you still don't want to be around those people because they're still going to be shitty people.
Like, I understand that they're shitty people, but like doing this for, I guess, online dating just doesn't work for some people, because not feeling the validation that you are somebody who deserves to be loved when everybody else is hooking up on this apps kind of sucks.
Well, I mean, that's where, you know, your intention has to matter, and you have to understand what's going to come with it.
Mm-hmm.
You know, if you are not a conventionally attractive person, somebody's still going to find you attractive and think you were like fucking bee's knees. But if you're not like that model type, which you are, which is insane. But you know, if someone's not that quote unquote model type, you know, they're going to have a more difficult time matching. But that means the people they match with are genuinely interested in, one, how they look, or two, they've read that profile and like, you know what, they're not exactly what I'm attracted to, but their personality matters more than that.
Or they're just fucking pigs.
They're just trying to stick their dick in everything. Those are options as well. Being polyamorous, I mean, most of us are in some fashion non-monogamous. With that, that's a conversation I always have. At first it used to be something I waited on, but then it started going badly. I was like, well, if it's going to go badly, I might as well stop wasting my time. Hey, I'm polyamorous. This is what it is. This is what I am. I'm happy to answer questions. We'll set up a press conference in 2 hours. I'll take 4 questions and then we'll end it early.
That's a better analogy that I understand.
It helps me knock out the people that, one, can't do it, and I'm not asking them to. They don't have to. They have their own boundaries.
Mhm.
I have mine. I just got out of a relationship not too long ago that was, knew I was polyamorous coming into it, but still struggled with the lifestyle. And the whole relationship, I made it clear that, okay, you're not used to this. You're trying to understand it. We're going to build this relationship like a normal relationship, but understand that if you have to walk away because it's too much, I understand.
Mhm.
You have like a year trial. After a year, if you can't handle it, then why did you stick around this long? Katie says it's hard. You got to know you're not getting the same attention as others because you're not looking for the same thing or have more self-worth. There's also those that look undesirable because they're predatory people.
That
But-
look
That look
for
for-
desirables.
Like,
Right.
I'm not photogenic at all. We know this.
Bullshit.
Bullshit.
I promise you, I can't take a good picture to save my life.
But I can take it.
But someone else can take a picture of me.
That's photogenic.
I can't look at pictures of me and ever be like, damn, I look good today. I just take it like everybody else thinks I look good anyway. Fuck it, here we go.
That's
Mister?
why you have everybody else around, because I don't really think anybody usually finds themselves attractive. Like, you might say, hey, I look pretty, but I'm not sure I would date me.
Oh,
So I didn't
my brain's off.
before HRT. I definitely do now.
I can, Ray. So what Ray was saying was there's also those that look for the quote undesirable end quote because they are predatory people. What they mean by that is that there are many people who look for victims, and it is easier to victimize somebody who has a very low sense of self-worth. And many of those that aren't conventionally attractive have that low self-worth because society says you should hold to this magazine fucking stupid ideal. And so they walk around not holding their head high, thinking they're a badass bitch when they still are, but they look like vulnerable material, and predators will go after that. Go ahead, Alice.
I would like to chime in that anyone who has low self-worth probably also has either a very small or a non-existent support system. And that serves
Agreed.
further to isolate them and make them more vulnerable.
One thing I've always found interesting. So I've dated women that were, either felt ugly growing up because they were overweight kids and teenagers, stuff like that. And they lost all that weight. And then you still have to combat that this is a beautiful person. First off, I think they're out of my league anyway.
Mm.
But when you're dating them, you still have to combat that low self-worth they have, because they still see that body dysmorphia. They still see them as somebody that they think is unattractive. So you never know what somebody's going through or how they are.
Mhm.
And just because somebody is a 10 to somebody or to you doesn't necessarily mean that they believe that. Treat everybody with respect.
All of the people that I'm dating are 10s to me, and like one of my goals is to make them all believe it.
Yeah.
And
My lady's a 10 to me, and I try to make her believe it every day.
And that's the goal, is to make your partner feel as good as possible every day. Even on the days they look like a bag of dicks, you tell them how pretty they are anyway, because you do know they are pretty.
Dude, I come from a town where a bag of dicks is pretty because we have this really good restaurant called Dick's. So I'm just saying,
Yeah.
but, me, a bag of dicks is hella pretty. Damn it, now I want dick.
But it's funny because, like, I don't know if you guys saw the silly little TikTok I did the other day, but you know, my head wasn't shaved, my beard was bushy, crazy looking. I had like some shirt on, like I looked like a bag of dicks to me. Shaved my head, brushed my beard, changed my shirt. I look completely different in the after. Sometimes it doesn't take much to make yourself feel better. Sometimes it takes a lot, but sometimes it doesn't. You know. Oh, here we go. Yeah, watch out for narcissists, for sure.
They're the bane of my existence.
Both of my big bad exes were.
It's something that I'll go into in depth in another session, for sure.
Place for meeting in public. So, yep. Always meet in public. That's yeah. So we'll roll into that safety thing. But for sure, the worst part about a narcissist though is someone who is legitimately understanding that they are a narcissist can mask that shit so well.
Mm-hmm.
And by the time it's too late, then they reveal it, and then you're stuck. So please be aware of that. You know, some of your friends may talk to you and explain to you that this person is shitty because they know their past. You can't always hold someone's past against them, but you need to keep stuff like that in mind. And yes, maybe Life 360 is for you.
It depends on what the past is, right? If someone says some problematic things as a teenager but never did anything shitty, whatever. If someone's like Kyle fucking Rittenhouse, you don't like just give them a second chance.
I'm sorry, you throat punched him. What is that? What you said?
Pretty much, yeah.
Yeah.
But like I said, if you base people off of their past, no one here would enjoy me. She wouldn't be with me. I mean, I could line up my exes and have them tell you about who I am, and everybody'd be like, "Oh, fuck that guy."
No.
But you know, when my son's mom and I separated, I took that time to learn who I really was. That's when I learned I was not monogamous, not just a fucking cheater. You know, and I learned, you know, how to be a decent person, how to be an asshole while still being nice and respectful to the people that deserve it. You know, so holding someone's past to them in most cases it's kind of one of those things where you have to have some awareness of the situations.
Stay safe. Positive online dating experience.
The safest thing you could do is delete all your dating profiles and just not go out.
Yeah, that's what I just did. Thanks for the advice. It's great advice. Let's do that.
But are you interested in meeting people?
Good question. I don't know. I
'Cause
met
if you
you
are,
guys, and that's
delete
cool.
your dating apps, then you're gonna have to go out to meet people.
That's the point of online dating, though. You don't have to go out and meet people.
Eventually.
If things go well, there will be a point where you want to go out and meet that person, but it won't be the first date or before you know each other well.
Right.
So I like what Kitty brought up there earlier. Anyone who isn't okay with you sending a friend the address of where you're going to be or a picture of their license plate or something is probably a jerk. I understand totally if I was going on a date with someone and they said, "Hey, look, I want to let my friend know where we're going to be. So what's the address?" I would tell them. If they said, "Can I take a picture of your license plate to send my friend so I feel safe?" I'd be like, "Go for it. Have at," because the only ones that can access are law enforcement. So feel free. Go ahead. Have at.
How long ago was it we did a safety conversation about meetups and stuff like that? I don't know, a couple weeks ago, a month ago, maybe.
4 weeks ago, something like that.
But,
Bit of fat minute.
It still applies. So those things apply to the dating world as well as just meeting people, in groups and conversation.
Sure.
There are. Go ahead.
Remember that just because they are a friend of a friend does not make them your friend.
A little
And-
louder from the back.
And also, your friend may not know everything about them, so they might be this perfectly chill person to your friend, and then you get into an intimate space with them and they don't know boundaries or whatever.
Yep, definitely get somebody's license plate and information if you're gonna go out with them, and make sure that you don't drink any open drinks when you're out with them either. Like, be safe.
So specifically for like the online part of online dating, there are some things that don't necessarily need to be shared like right away. Like if you're sitting down, like if you're going for a hookup or whatever, then obviously you're going to have to either share your address, get theirs, or go to a third place. But if you're just like going for like, hey, we're actually going to date, they don't necessarily need to know precisely where you live. Like for the people who I dated online, I usually wait like 3 or 4 months before I even tell them the name of the town that I'm living in, let alone like what the town is like or what identifying things are near my home.
Even someone you think you know, yeah. Yeah, safety is one of those things that you can never be too safe. You could be considered, oh my God, you're being paranoid. No. You have one life. You only get one shot. You're not going to throw it away on somebody because they're a predator.
Okay. Sounds about right, though. Like I said, it sounds like somebody I hang out with, so.
Yeah, I mean, valid. And for Kitty, by the way, circling back real quick, it's 419. You got a minute? There's my pickup line for you. All right.
Oh, that one's good. For stoners, that's a good one. I like that.
Wow, Kitty. Yeah, and then my friend Becca down there was a target when you were talking about don't leave your drinks open. Yeah. If you don't trust somebody with your kids, don't trust them with your drink. Even if you don't caught kids, if you don't trust somebody with your cat, don't trust them with your drink.
If your dog doesn't like them, you probably shouldn't be around them. I don't have a dog, but I've heard it's true.
Oh my goodness. A dog, a well-attuned cat, or a baby, if they have the best just perception of what's inside, and if your dog don't like them, if your baby don't like them, nope, you gotta go, get out.
So
dog's not like me, though.
I had a snake once, and the only person she bit in her entire 5 years of existence was my ex-boyfriend. The worst one in my entire life.
X.
Yeah.
Side note, did you guys know that filter on TikTok for the cat thoughts works on dogs, goats, and possums? I can't wait to show those videos.
Oh, I want to see it with me. That would be awesome.
Oh, yeah. But really, trust your gut, guys.
You guys mentioned TikTok. Could you use that as a dating app?
You could.
Absolutely. So, tangentially related to that, I've actually used Facebook as a little bit of a dating app.
Facebook has a dating app now.
It does have a dating feature, but it's basically watered down Tinder, and it sucks. But the way that I've sort of used it as a dating app is I've made connections with other admins on Facebook, and there are a couple of people that I'm dating now that are people I met through Facebook.
Thank you for posting.
I'm pretty sure most of the Facebook admins are just dating each other. It's just a big gay behind the scenes orgy of Facebook admins.
I admin 3 different pages, and I'm still monogamous. So
it's not that all of the admins are fucking each other or dating each other. It's that all of the queer admins find people who are like them in those spaces and make connections pretty quickly.
Nobody can tell the line between friendship and dating. That's the problem we're having here.
The line is, hey, do you want to date? Hey, this is me asking you out on a date. Yes or no?
I would like it if somebody actually said that to me ever.
Dream, I did.
And
Somebody
even though
besides the outlier of the group.
I'm monogamous, Alice, if you showed up in my town and said, I want to take you out on a date, that's what we'd call it as we went out. My lady would know that where I'd come home to, but that's what we'd call it, and that's how we would treat it, and it would be a blast.
Matt says this is why I stay away from adminning.
I mean, if you can't stand the heat, get your ass out the kitchen. We're on a mission.
Matt gets enough action from the D&D games.
Oh,
No
D&D is
Santana.
worse than Facebook adminning. Like
D&D is a very fun way to grow and interact with your online dating pals.
Kitty, I invite you to search that name without the parentheses down there on the tickety talkety. Come by me. You're welcome.
So
the one that the thing Kitty just said, ask them for money, is a really good way to get out of the situation. Be like, hey, I don't do this, but like, if you want to talk to me like that, drop $100 in my Venmo.
right.
Cash at me like $50 for the next 15 minutes, and I'll listen to you.
So
And if that works, you get paid for them being shitty to you, and if it doesn't work, they fuck off.
Look, if someone wants to give me $100 to sit there and watch a movie and not communicate, I'm down.
Or to like just glare at them occasionally.
People
We didn't
think
say
that's
very-
hot, right? You just menacingly glare at them every once in a while.
I'm going to shut the shop down.
Go for it. Okay. Or, yeah, turned off anyway. So real quick, so during the pandemic, and they were going to add that whole you had to start applying for jobs thing. I used to give my friends that advice. You just want to like not work yet. When you go to the interview, ask for like $40 an hour. Tell them that's your minimum. And if they turn you down, at least you did your part. But
Right?
you know what I really miss? And I know this was out when you were in like your 40s, basics, but you know, I miss MySpace when I was in high school.
Oh my god.
I legitimately miss MySpace too.
I miss
Me
my
too.
because it was a place that I had my friends, I had blogs I could read, and I could still use I used the browse function for dating. People that were near me, I would, back in the day, we just send them a friend request and send them a message and see how it goes. I met quite a few of my girlfriends off of MySpace. It was quite
Dude,
neat.
I just set up I don't know if you remember it, but there was the chat room things where you just set up your little chat room and hit a random button to talk to some people.
All right. What you got there, Daisy?
First off, I was in my 20s. I'm only a handful of years older than you. Yes, I'm still old, but I'm only a handful older than you. Don't put me in my 60s just yet. I will take my teeth out and kick your ass.
You've established yourself as the grandpa, so
I am. I have 2 grandchildren. So
There you
that's
go.
not the point.
so now you're just old man. That's it. We can be the same age. You're the old man now.
Yeah, see, that's amazing there, Kitty. I have a friend that would doctor pics that they got unsolicited and send them back and be like, so this is going on the internet now.
Yes, chat rooms. Now, chat rooms were a big thing, and we can roll that into the safety stuff. But chat rooms were so cool. I used to use. So I was actually a preteen, but it was preteenchats.com. I don't know how many of the people I talked to were preteens, but
Oh.
I would have a lot of fun in those rooms. Probably like a bunch of 60, 70-year-old men. But
And yes.
there we go. We'll make sure you see that. So I know you
Oh, I
it.
saw it.
So now Alice gets embarrassing things popped up, and now you get the old man things
So,
popped up.
You want to know the good thing about the internet back then? Old people didn't know how to use it, and nobody was old enough to teach them.
You know what?
Nowadays,
No,
everybody.
we were old enough to teach them. We didn't want to because that was our land. That was our territory. That wasn't theirs. We had to program their fucking VCRs. They weren't allowed on the goddamn computer. No.
So when I was like 9, AOL had just really started to move.
Put out the little CDs.
Yeah, so we got
Free
that,
internet.
right? And then I made a friend on there, and we emailed back and forth and all this stuff. And she was like my age, roughly. And so one day she wanted to send me a picture of her. And it was a full-grown woman naked. 9-year-old me was still fucking down for it. Okay, I mean, I was 9. I was ready. Let's roll.
Okay.
But
Let's just
Whoa!
before we continue.
What did I just walk in on?
Kids don't seem to understand the repercussions of when they're that age. Certain people like, yes, this is normal. It's not normal. You shouldn't be doing that.
well, my aunt that I lived with at the time kept telling me, be careful with people on the internet, be careful of strangers, all this stuff. I didn't send anything to anybody, but she had sent me a picture of herself. So just to really stick that lesson in my head of making sure that I'm careful of who I'm talking to without knowing who they are. That woman's picture was put on the refrigerator for like a month. It
Wait,
didn't teach me a damn thing because every time I walked past it, I was going to the bathroom anyway. So, just 2 birds, 1 stone.
oh god.
I miss AIM so much.
I spent a while in like AOL chat rooms and IRC chat rooms as a kid, way longer than I should have unsupervised in any of those places. And,
yeah.
ended up talking to a lot of people who turned out to be adults, and I kind of had a similar reaction at the time, because like some 10-year-old goes, oh, this hot like 28-year-old mom sending me pictures of herself, cool. And then like as an adult I look back at that and I'm like, that's fucking gross. An adult should never send something like that to a child.
Yeah,
yeah,
one of my stupid stories is my ex, the shitty one that the snake bit, hacked into my email account from like 13 years ago, back when I was like 13 or so. I don't know how old I was when he did this, but he found messages from an older guy sending me messages about like removing my garter belt and shit like that. And I'm like, oh my god, this happened? I didn't fucking remember it.
Becca, I had chats. I was like the spank bank for my friends because I was the only one that was getting in those chat rooms and sexing or cybering. And
Cybering, yes. Come on.
I would print that shit out for them, and we'd go hang out, and I'd take it over there, and they'd just read it all.
So before the days of AIM and MIRC,
they had
there was
mail.
a local internet called bulletin board systems, right? That's where I started doing the cyber fun stuff and the meeting people from online. But at least they were local because you had to dial a local number unless you wanted to call long distance and pay the long distance rates back then, which, yeah, mama wasn't going to let you do. But, a lot of good unsupervised times there, too.
The history of dating is what we're going through right now, in case anybody is wondering.
The history of online dating.
You're talking about cell phones. Not cell phones, normal like rotary phones. I don't know.
Okay, no. First off, you couldn't get into a modem on rotary phones. This is why we had to upgrade to Pulse. My techies will understand. Second, you couldn't dial my phone number on a rotary phone if you tried. And third, if I wrote that in cursive, you would call it some kind of hieroglyphic or something.
I can read
That's
cursive.
5, Becca. That's 5.
I can read cursive. It was the last grade that could, but I was in it.
I need a minute.
I was a little kid with undiagnosed autism, and I hated cursive, so like I ended up fighting with the teachers until I didn't have to learn it.
I can't write it, but I can definitely read it. I need to be able to understand all these doctors.
I eventually learned it later because there was a lady I was interested in who wanted to get handwritten letters in cursive.
Nice.
But little kid me just would not.
That's romantic, though. That's like some
Very-
fucking Romeo and Juliet shit, except for without the death.
And also without the children.
You know, whatever.
Bearing in mind, both Romeo and Juliet were like 13.
They were?
I still have the calluses kitty from the rotary phone, okay? Because my family didn't give up the rotary phone till 1996 when it was forced.
I like the rotary phone. I'm looking for one if anybody can find me one because I need it for a skit I'm trying to do.
Antique shop. They're all over those.
Find your old gamer nerd. My age, older, they'll get it. I promise.
But yes, during Romeo and Juliet were like 13 or 14. Like it's insane. And one of the original movies has child pornography in it from Olivia Hussey. I don't know if you guys did you ever see like the old school
Is it
Romeo
like
and Juliet?
Full.
Oh, okay. This is not what I
Like-
thought it was. I apologize for even bringing this up. This is disturbing, and I would like to change the subject.
I do want to, as an obnoxiously well-read nerd, I do want to point out that Romeo and Juliet was actually a critique of forced child marriage from William Shakespeare. Like the point of the whole point of the story was these are children; they shouldn't be going through this.
Look, man,
And then
I
they
know the
often
fucking
song, so
Taylor
it was the
Swift
worst ever.
song, so
Taylor Swift songs or the new Romeo and Juliet. All right.
Well, I learned cursive in about 3rd grade from my very flamboyant teacher. So I'm very conolinguist and cursive.
What?
I'm sorry, say that again.
She said she's kind of linguist and she's a kind of linguist in cursive.
yes.
To be
learn
fair, I
how
bet
to
she
spell
knows how to write
cursive with
cursive.
that tongue.
I bet she doesn't know how to write
Look.
cursive. But
It's one thing that I knew what it was, and she said it wrong.
Save Gray. I mean, see, it's louder than Sorry, that was the cutting linguist coming out.
oh, how do you feel about Googling the person you're going on a date with? If you,
Yes.
I was going to bring that up when I was raising my hand earlier. So, like, for those that are affluent enough, if you're looking at someone for dating, $30 for a background check is well worth it. Do it.
And there are some places really, if you dig in like the shittier sites and really dig, you can get some free background checks. It's that's them.com is a good one. Like it doesn't give you detailed information, but it gives you just enough to kind of verify who this person is.
Oh, motherfucker.
You're supposed to put lube on it first before you pull it.
Spit on it.
Yeah, that works too. Also, how about a third wheel date?
All three people have to talk. That should be something that should be like a dynamic that's discussed before the date.
Unless you get bad vibes already, and you're like, you know what, fuck it, want some free food too.
If you get bad vibes, just cut it off before it goes anywhere.
Well, yeah,
Yeah, don't go for the free food.
If you know before you ask somebody else to go on a date with you, you have the time to cut it off beforehand.
And
Now, you might not be able to, or you might not want to, but like, you probably should.
I nothing wrong with ghosting either.
And it doesn't necessarily have to be ghosting. You can be like, hey, asshole, your vibes are off. Bye. Blocked.
Right. You know, if you're not
Pay for your dinner and leave out the bathroom window.
Yeah, and like if you haven't made it that far, if you're like doing Discord dates or something where you have like multiple people and you get just a really bad vibe from one of them and want to stop doing that, you can just hang up and then block them on Discord or whatever platform you talk to them on.
I do like that these social media platforms are starting to do the block this profile and any other profiles that person may make.
Mhm.
I guess it's based off like IP address maybe, but
So
It's
helpful.
based off of email. For Meta, it's based off of email.
It's based off of OpenAuth or OAuth with Meta, which is the federated sign-in system for it. So it's not just the specific email address; it's any email account that's attached to that identity on Facebook
Gotcha. Okay.
or
It
any of its
makes me
federated
feel
services.
so much safer with all these people trying to stalk me.
You would have to set up a completely new email address that has no attachment to any of your other email addresses
Right.
to get past that. And
Incognito
then
mode, VPN, and then they would have to-
Maybe let's not talk about this on the TV.
it's the point of saying that is it's a lot more work than most people are going to do unless they're specifically targeting you, in which case call the cops. ACAB all day, but make it the cops' problem.
So
Call a
question.
cab. Call a cab. I got my.
I have a question.
Huh?
Has anybody else played an MMORPG game and then met somebody on it that you probably shouldn't have, but it's a game. It's totally fine. Your character can be totally in love with their character, and it's totally not you.
That argument hasn't worked on me since I was 13, but it did happen when I was 13.
It happened when I was 15, which was way before they were 13.
On
Okay.
fucking EverQuest of all games.
Mine was
Which
Mud.
game? Which game?
EverQuest?
Mud. Major Mud. MMUD.
Hell,
The
yeah.
first time it happened to me, I was playing the fucking Disney version of the Pirates of the Caribbean live game.
Mm.
Oregon
I
Trail.
missed that game actually. I miss all the fucking. Okay, I'm gonna get distracted.
Oregon Trail was not an MMO.
Close enough.
Good
GTFO.
God.
Me and the girl that was sitting next to me in like 5th grade.
No, bro.
I'm sorry to put this out here, but if you were meeting people on Oregon Trail, they're probably not real.
Well,
No,
Speaking of dating and probably not real, if you guys want all the interaction of a real boyfriend without having the person behind it, go find yourself an Otome game.
Replica.
not
Replica used to be really fucking cool back when they did the whole it's on your texting instead of an app and it was free. But the minute they made the app, it started going downhill.
Side tool. So if any of you guys don't feel very confident about sexting, there is a number or a program or whatever the fuck you want to call it that you can text. It's called Slutbot. It will help you learn how to sext. You have to pay for premium stuff, but as a curious mind, I was like, well, how the fuck does this work? Let's find out. So it essentially gives you stories. It doesn't really feed off of what you say, but it kind of tells you, it gives you the examples of how you can kind of talk to somebody. So there's that.
Mud.
There's that. There's also just reading obnoxiously horny fan fiction until you figure out how to flirt.
Oh my god, fan fiction.
Yeah. So one thing that I personally have always struggled with when I meet somebody and we're talking and I want to push it to that next level is actually going through with pushing it to that next level. Sometimes if I'm not sure how the interaction is feeling between us, it starts with a subtle comment. And see how they respond. And
so with the TISM, I'll literally just ask and be like, hey, I'm enjoying our conversation. I'd like to start making maybe some sexual kind of jokes. Would you mind? And then that usually gets what did you have in mind? Why are you asking? And then I'll make the first joke and the conversation just moves on from there.
right? Yeah, right. It says I can't flirt well on purpose, but I'm great at accidentally flirting.
That's a mood. So what are these levels do you speak of? Because usually when I'm doing anything, I get stuck on level 25.
Level 25.
I'm 26 now, but my level is still at 25.
But like to me, that's like it's like I personally don't want to sound too awkward. You know, like sometimes saying certain things explicitly makes you feel kind of awkward saying it. Or like you say something explicit, they have, positive reaction to it, and you're like, oh shit, what next?
So
I didn't
again,
plan this far.
so again, because of the tism, I just tend to ask and be like, hey, are you comfortable with that kind of joke? I would like to make more.
I'm gonna go relocate over there.
Lucky fucker.
And like
Run and grab
of
a
the time,
charger. I'll be back.
most of the time, if I go, hey, I'd like to make a sexy joke, and I make the joke and it's well received, and then I go, hey, I'd like to keep making jokes, it's like, yeah, go ahead, and then we don't have to have that conversation ever again.
Becca, Ray wants to hear you. I kind of want to hear say the back of a shampoo bottle. I'm down to hear that sound good.
I would also like to hear someone make the back of a shampoo bottle sound good. That is one hell of a selling statement.
Right. Now you know what? That has to be the most read object in the world.
Nah,
At least pre-cell phone.
nah. I would probably put that at the box to TV dinners or like microwave dinners.
Oh yeah, that too. Yeah. But I don't know. It's difficult. So like with autism, like how do you approach things that are safety related? Any different? I mean, are you more safe?
I'll tell people like up front in like the first conversation that, hey, I'm autistic. I might phrase things weird sometimes, and I might miss some things that you say. So like, I promise I'm not ignoring you.
Right.
And that usually is enough to cover my bases.
Because I'm reckless as fuck. I'm just like, let's meet. You want to meet? Cool. Where we meet?
I'm very selective with the people that I meet, not because of the autism thing, but because I don't want to give my other partners STIs. So like, I don't just go out and meet up with people.
Right.
Always make them get checked beforehand and after.
And if somebody is not willing to get a test or show you a test,
Fuck off.
get out of here.
If you're not willing to show me that getting the dick won't hurt me, then you don't get the dick. That's where we're at.
I mean, I've been reckless. Don't get me wrong. I have. I mean, I think, a majority of people have been a little reckless at some point and just said, fuck it, let's do this.
I spent 2 years as an escort in a kink dungeon. I have absolutely been reckless, but
Yeah.
I'm actually want to live a long and healthy life now. So
Right. And that's something, so like I was talking about my friend earlier, that's something I have nothing but respect about. She's never, as creepy and weird as some people can be, as assholes as they can be, she's never exposed them to that simply because they're being an asshole. It's still a respectful conversation. And that's something that if you have an STI of some kind that is long term, by all means, please be a respectful person.
and like a lot of people, not everyone, but a lot of people, if you go, hey, I have this STI, I've been tested, here's what you can do to protect yourself, and we can still have a spicy time, most people will be fine with that.
So can I ask, because we don't usually listen to our friends when we're totally in love, is it okay
We're not?
to tell your friend, hey, I really think this person should get checked because I know somebody who was with them, or should you just keep your mouth shut?
Absolutely.
Like,
No.
at no point in time should you withhold information from your friend if it's true, right? So like if your friend is with someone who you know has been with someone else who has a disease or an STI, then tell them. Or like if you see this person like out at a party and being a little like handsy or whatever with someone who's not their partner, make sure that you let them know, right? As long as it's true, you should always tell your friend.
I know that the general consensus is like you don't want to dispel people's medical info, but if your friend is thinking about hooking up somebody that has something serious, they should know. Absolutely.
Yeah, because I got slapped across the face for that one.
Well, no, I mean, people aren't going to receive it well all the time.
So that was your friend being shitty, and
Yeah.
they shouldn't be your friend anymore. If you're going to go up to your friend and go, hey, here's this piece of information I think you should know for your own safety, and they're going to respond with violence, they don't deserve to be in your life.
And don't let drunk, horny brain take over either. Just know that there are consequences for those actions too.
No, sober, horny brain is bad enough.
Right. So, I mean, I've almost risked it all with my friend. You know, when we first met, we talked, we went on a date. That was our intention, was to date each other. We just had bad timing and stuff like that. We remained like, that's like one of my best friends in the world now. But, you know, back then, we'd get there, I'd be sitting there at home alone, a little tipsy. She's sitting at home alone, a little tipsy, and it's like, you know what? Fuck it, let's do this. I'm willing to take that risk. Never did though. Never took the risk. But damn, that drunk, horny brain was really.
Look, it doesn't matter if you're a dude or a chick or whatever else that there are, because there's too many to name. Always carry something on you in case situations like that arise. There's no excuse for you not to carry your own shit. And I don't want to hear about how women shouldn't do that because men are responsible. Men don't do that either. If you don't have that in your purse, what makes you think he has it in his pockets?
Both sides should be responsible, yes, but that should also be discussed ahead of time. And be like, hey, I'm going to bring condoms. Or like if you've got a person with a penis that you want to have a time with, they're like, hey, make sure you bring condoms. And then if they show up and don't have condoms, then
I just say, like, stick one in your purse just in case, because you never know when you're going to need it.
Walmart.
I mean, you could know, but, you know, people are way more blank than me, okay?
What are you
You know, in the matter of the spontaneous moments, rather than having one in your purse that you don't know how long has been there, I'm a huge fan of going with a prospective person to the store to get some. Because then you can sit there and be like, all right, which one do you want? You want this one? You want that one?
That's true. Then they can pick which one they're most comfortable with.
And you can have like this intimate little moment of like playful teasing in the condom section.
Right.
Oh, you don't really need a Magnum. The hell I do.
Let's see it.
Now let's I agree absolutely. Everybody should always be prepared, responsible, and safe. It's not always the case. Like I went home with a girl from a bar because she lived like the next street over. Thankfully, she had condoms in her drawer.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, she lived the next street over from a bar.
If she lived the next street over, you'd be walking home and back in my book.
But yeah, like I was.
And then are you close enough that you could have walked to a gas station, a convenience store, like somewhere you could have bought a prophylactic, even if it was $5 for 6 of or for 3 of them?
Not even a thought in my mind. Hot girl.
Well, that's on your fault there, bro, my guy.
Oh, absolutely. That's what I'm saying. I'm not saying anything wrong with it. I'm just saying, like, there are situations where that's not the forefront of anybody's mind.
So prepare ahead of time. Like I have one of those small, like this 3 for $6 packs of condoms in my bag, and I'll just rotate it out every 3 months.
Put one in your sock.
Well,
No.
Dream, have you seen the kind of shoes I wear? That thing would not be safe to use during sex.
That's true, Ray. For those that are latex intolerant, then you'd have a hard time with a casual convenience store or 7-Eleven style thing. But that's one of those where you need to be doubly prepared because you have a specific allergy. And so, in those circumstances, hell, if I was female presenting and had an innie, I would still, and a latex allergy, I would still carry a lambskin or some variety thereof, the non-latex version that is most safe, in my possession if I wanted to play with an outie.
It's gonna be horrible.
The
Oh, wait. We're gonna enjoy this for a second. Jen's gonna wax her leg.
No, you guys are not watching me. You can watch the after.
Hell yeah, let's see those legs.
Rip it off.
This is purple and it smells really good, and I might wear it to work tomorrow.
Is that?
You want me to do it for
Yeah,
you?
no.
You sure?
Oh God.
I'll get it done.
Are those
Rip
the
it,
ones that
rip
you
it.
made? Because I have a couple over there.
This is some hot wax that I got at
Wait.
Walmart,
Oh.
and it's for hair removal. I might be growing my hair just to do it.
Cheers,
Oh,
Kitty.
I don't know if I can do
Do
it.
it.
Do it, Jen.
Rip it off like a band-aid.
I believe in you.
Oh, cool little hairs.
Mister, just grab it and grab it.
She's
Just get
so
it out.
fucking cute,
No, I
though.
do
I love
not-
watching her get excited about everything.
I'm just peeling the wires off.
Right.
Oh,
This
what
is
a
the kind of
rip-off. That one
online
did
dating
get
I
in.
can get behind.
I
Watch
rubbed
you
this
wax
one really
your
hard.
partner
It's
on
gonna
the
be
TV.
terrible, and you might have to do it. It's a big old splotch.
Cheers or cheers? One or two?
Both
3.
at the same time. Stick one up your nose and drink the other one.
Oh, Mister.
Ready?
Yes. Go harder,
We're going
harder,
five.
harder,
One.
harder. Oh yeah.
You keep that up, we might have to move to a different app.
It didn't work.
That's okay. We have an app for that.
There's one. All of that for that. So it smells really good. It's
That's
just-
what they said.
my total review
Yeah, that
is
smells
like
pretty good.
it smells
All
good.
that for that?
And it's good for kinky shit, but I highly don't recommend it
Oh,
for
no,
like
day 6, I produce a large amount. You don't need. They're not saying that right now.
That works. So yeah. The
I mean,
third-
y'all were already so like off topic. I had to join in.
Look, I love a good waxing, okay?
So let's knock out the third.
I think day 6 had a sudden urge to relocate again.
Yeah, nope. Just blushing too hard. I'm good.
Okay, so it is right this time.
So, like I said, I'm not a fan of long distance. I can do it if I, have the right person that I've established something with before we go long distance. Like if they were to move or something like that, or we met like on a trip or something like that. I'd be down for that. But like actually just being like, hey, I know you live across the country. That's not something that I can do. Not completely. Baby mom was the only person I've ever met from like another state, and that started off just to be a good time and ended up being a full-fledged relationship. But it took us moving and doing a whole bunch of stuff. But so as far as long distance goes, I think all of you have a lot of good experience here. So take it away, whoever. Good job. You're doing great.
All right.
I
So for
thought day
long
6
distance,
was about to start talking.
while I have done the online, but it never went further style relationships, the only way I was able to last it is, like you said, was something that was built up prior. Though I can fully validate and have been in those relationships where we did meet, we started online, and it lasted a good enough time that the time was enjoyable, that we were smiling and enjoying ourselves. But my only successful time being long distance was while I was in basic. And I can't even call that successful, as the marriage only lasted 5 months after. So I mean,
So let's specifically on that day. So let's expand on that. So basic training is something that a lot of people have to, in the military, they deal with long distance relationships. So
Indeed.
something like that, how, I'm sure you had plenty of people around you that were experiencing that. Did you see anything or notice anything that they were doing that could be beneficial?
so like we always speak about here, as far as communication is definitely a thing. I know in today's army, you get more phone time, you have a little bit more privileges when they talk about talking to the outside world. When I was in, we had to, shine higher than the rest to get time on the phone. But we always had the opportunity to send handwritten letters. And so even if it was, I'm dead exhausted, but it's that last hour of the day that's ours, I would write a letter to my now ex-wife to at least let them know that I was thinking about them. And they would write me letters every day. Sometimes they'd back up. This is, if you are going to be away from somebody you already are connected with in the physical, in the here and now, and for a temporary amount of time, you have to step away. Find that communication, whatever is most convenient for the both of you, whatever is applicable, whatever you can find. But that will keep that relationship going. Because if I'm thinking about my person who's away doing something for, say, their job, then I'm not thinking outside of that. As a person who is practicing monogamy, I talk to my lady every day, and she talks to me, and that's one of the ways we stay on each other's radar, especially for me being, a bit neurodivergent, object permanence being a thing. If she were to step off my radar, not that I'm saying she would, or that I'm like that, but people that step off my radar tend to not come back for a bit. So being very present in the situation, very present in the moment, even in the little moments that you can, is vital. Go ahead, Alice.
Something that's really common with people with ADHD is what you're describing. It's emotional object impermanence.
Right.
A lot of the time it'll manifest as like someone like steps off your radar, and then the next time you see them, it's like no time has passed, and they're just that same relationship, that same affection, even if it's been like fucking years.
Yeah, call me out, and if you ever put that in a post, just fucking tag me.
Sam.
I'll be right
Okay.
back. You gotta pause
So-
and escape.
I have a question.
Have an answer? Probably.
D6, I don't know if you watch anime or not.
Very limited.
Okay, so there's a concept that I learned from it recently from a new show that I'm in love with, but it's the concept of if a person lives for eternity, that every meeting that they do, no matter how large or small, should go the way you feel like you want it to go, because in the grand scheme of things, you're just going to be like, hey, I either regret this or I wanted to do this. And it might only last a minute, it might last 100 years, but at least I did what I felt like doing. Like, there's a better concept, a better way of explaining it, and I'm failing drastically, but...
I think Alice has got you on the layup here.
If you live forever, you have to face the consequences of your own regrets. So every environment, every situation you walk into, or every relationship you walk into, you should pursue what you want to an ethical extent,
Yes.
so that you don't have those regrets. I don't know that I will live forever, but that's how I operate. It's the tism.
I'm gonna watch this show with you one day.
What's the name of the show?
It is called Death Mount Death Play.
Oh, we talked about that one.
Yeah, great anime.
Someday.
So, Alice, you have a partner that is an entire ocean away from you. How
Unfortunately.
how do you deal with that? Like, how do you work through that, and how is that different from like somebody that's across the country or even a couple states away?
So I'm kind of lucky that we're both ADHD and autistic. So like that object impermanence we were just talking about, we have like a set time each week where we have dates. I actually have 2 dates with them every weekend. And aside from that, we'll like message when there's something to talk about or something that's like got our attention. But the relationship just kind of stays there. And then when we spend time, we'll decide together what we're going to do, but we make a point to see each other at least once a week. We'll do a lot of the time our dates are like Discord dates where we'll either like get into a specific video game and play together and just have like our cameras on and like for example, with the last one, I was wearing lingerie and they were wearing nothing, and it was a very flirty Discord date while we were gaming. And it's just doing things like that at a level of intimacy that you're both comfortable with and have discussed. And I don't know that the specific distance matters all that much. Like with Clara, the partner who is in France, we have plans next year that I'll be going to see her in May, and they'll be coming here to see us in September, early October. Mr.
I
Are you
mean-
muted on purpose?
Yeah, they're blowing up balloons
Gotcha.
and being children. Even though we only have 20 minutes left to munch before we can.
Damn, if only I realized it was that easy. I could have saved myself 2 years of medicine.
See, that's all it takes.
It's really not.
You can't resist the urge when you're blowing up balloons. You know?
You can. You really,
You
really
don't have all-
can.
Give me
I'm
something to hold on
sorry.
to. Just-
No,
It
like
reminds me of the Scooby-Doo movie where Fred and Daphne switch bodies, and he's like, I can look at myself naked.
I quote that all the time, dealing with my own body changes.
That's gotta be a little fun, you know.
And like I have like fidget toys at my desk, and
Well, now you have
Body-
fidget toys attached to you, so.
that's where I was going. Yeah, with body changes, it's very common for me to just be like, oh, all right. Like I'm reading something on my work computer, and I'll just be like,
Yo, I feel that though.
I love it, I do. How about you, Dream?
What are we talking about?
Long distance relationships. How do you specifically what do you bring to your online relationships or long distance relationships that is unique to, especially being asexual?
Usually pizza, but not recently.
What do you mean pizza?
I mean, I go and order pizza for people, and then they have pizza. I don't fucking know. It's been a while, okay?
You have to deliver to them.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Me and Alice watch movies together and TV shows, and like
Okay.
5 seasons worth of TV shows at a time.
we have yet to watch more than a single season in a day, but I would love to change that sometime.
I think I like that pizza date idea though, or just a food date.
Mhm. Yeah, you just go out and you find food that they like, and maybe their favorite pizza flavor, or like sushi, or whatever the fuck food they like. Sometimes Chinese food, because that's nice too. And you send it to them, and you have a movie night, or maybe like a spa night where you do your nails and stuff. And you just chat.
It's just doing the same activity together.
You can do totally different activities together, be on camera, and just enjoy the non-speaking company.
Co-play.
I got to point out that's parallel play. We talked about love languages and the neurodivergent love languages. That one's a real common with autism.
Huh.
Like, I just like being in people's company, even if it's just like, hey, you're over there on the computer and I'm not doing anything related to it, but at least you're there.
Something I'll do a lot with my other partners that I engage on Discord with is like we'll have a call where we're just like playing whatever game we're doing separately, but we're just in the call together, and it's that same vibe. Like we're there in a space together, even if we're not talking to each other. It's just being there.
And I'm a huge fan of that one. My lady and I will sit there, both on the bed, her playing games on her phone, me playing on the Xbox, both listening to music I have music on the Xbox playing because I don't care about the background music on most of my games. We're both just vibing with the music and enjoying our time together. I'll reach over, touch her. She'll reach over, touch me. And that's just good time.
Oh, yeah. And it's nice to be able to do those things.
I just saw the chat and saw Becca's comment about nipple piercings. I plan to get mine pierced when they finish growing, and I will never stop playing with them afterward.
I have to wonder if yours will get more numb or more sensitive depending on the piercing. Because people do both, and I'm curious.
Probably more sensitive, given everything's getting more sensitive because of the progesterone.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So if the nipple has enough nipple to pierce the actual nipple, they'll pierce the nipple. Otherwise, if you're flatter in that department and itty bitty nipple, they go through the areola, which is more painful. And then on the other side, there's more pain attached than pleasure.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And in English, please.
If you're flatter, they'll go through the areola. Going through the areola is better for masochists.
The pink part. The pink part.
I would hope your nipples are pink too.
Okay.
You
sir,
have seen me without clothes?
The part that I have tattooed.
I would like a demonstration, please. What's going on?
What
He
happened?
kicked me out for asking for a demonstration.
It like booted us all off the thing. We're still live though.
Yeah.
So
I didn't. Pardon us, we have technical difficulties. Please stand by.
I mean, like, I can give a demonstration right now, see? My wonderful titties.
Yeah. We see them great in that framing.
Okay, there's a good one.
Here's I'm DMing you a picture I took this morning.
So, sex and long distance. I know we talked about toys and things like that. How do you process like long distance relationships in a sexual manner?
You talk to the person and you decide what level you want. There are some people who won't be comfortable with the idea of like using remote toys on each other because it doesn't feel genuine to some people and it feels genuine enough to other people. So you start with the big C word, communication. You figure out what level you want to have between the two of you, and then you do your best to meet that level. I mentioned the flirty date where I was wearing lingerie and Clara wasn't wearing anything. That's one of our ways of kind of exploring that. And like we have a plan for a date using those toys where we'll just both be lying in bed and we'll just be on call with each other while we're controlling each other's toys.
So another thing from like the asexual side of things, they have those little wrist tappy things where you go tap, 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 tap.
Yes.
And either goes buzz or it'll like give you a little shock or it'll be like a heartbeat or whatever the fuck setting you have it on.
My favorite one of those actually mimics the touch that you do. So like if you run your finger across the bracelet, the other person will feel that on the underside of their bracelet.
That's cute as fuck.
Yeah.
I love it.
Not good for clingy people though.
Great for clingy people because you can be like touch, 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 touch.
But I'm saying like if you're not the clingy one.
Get consent. Anytime you're going to cling,
Take
get
consent to not touch somebody.
You just take the bracelet, you just like, go, okay, we're gonna put that on the nightstand. It's a soothing, vibrating sound. Awesome. I feel your touch and love.
Dream, you have my full consent to not touch me.
So if you take the bracelet and you put it in that back pocket, does that mean they're touching your ass too?
Yep. Get butt touches.
And there's another logical step to that, and the answer is also yes.
That ass though.
That ass though.
Rawr.
I know, like, and they are getting really, really advanced with some of these toys. I know they have some that go with TikTok level. I talk about this one.
I think it was
have
Jen
stroker
who
toys.
talked to me about the glass one where you put the ashes inside or some shit.
There's that, but like this is like so they make full on like the dildo on one side imitates the motions of the stroker on the other side.
Those are the Lovin's remote toys that I'm talking about.
Right. I mean, I know they have like the little vibrators and stuff like that. They have like full on sets now.
All right. And would I be allowed to pull up one of those toys for demonstration purposes?
What's the worst gonna happen? I'm gonna get banned.
So, like, we got a Lovin's Calor here.
Excuse me?
You can figure out what you do with the end of it,
You put drinks in it and shake it up. All right, cool.
obviously. And then the other
You
person's
just
toy.
have that sitting right beside you at all times?
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
I have 5 toys at my desk. I have not hidden the fact that I'm hypersexual.
I didn't know.
I have talked to you about my toys and even made a point of getting them out of frame while we were on call before.
Look, there are people that carry them on necklaces and they just blend in. So
I'm so
is
pissed
Basics
off about
relocating
that
again?
one that we went to New York and we went to that shop to go see him and they didn't even have the shop
Exist.
there anymore.
I don't remember the name of it. Yeah, Alice went to a shop in New York and it's like high class, fancy, elegant jewelry, but they also have new vibrators.
That sounds so cool.
But it was closed when we got there and we couldn't even find the
And
building.
the shop was like non-existent now or something, or maybe we're
That
just
sucks.
not from New York, so we don't know how to get in. So.
Hmm.
But back to the point of vibrators, that one matches up to another toy and imitates the motions that you do on that one using the other toy.
Okay.
You can also just remotely control your partner's toy from the app, or like you can put on music and sync up their toy to the music that you're playing.
Very nice.
Ooh, that sounds like
Oh.
fun just because music.
My God, I recommend "Hooker with a Penis" by Tool for everyone that has that app. Just try it. Let me know how it goes because the drum solo alone should wreck everyone.
Love it.
I could say I wish I was sponsored by Lovin's, but I'm never going to be.
Never
The
know.
Calor, the Max, and the Nora are all have that functionality, and they're all amazing toys.
We have the chorus. I think it has that function. It's a pretty good one.
They also have the Lovin's Gemini, which are vibrating nipple clamps that can be app controlled.
Hippo plants. What?
Yes, nipple clamps.
Nipple clamps.
Thank you. Oh, Ray wants some of those.
They're great. I also have a pair of those on my desk.
Day6 has a tongue piercing, and I know what you could put on that too.
That feels so weird in your mouth. A vibrating
I
tongue.
think that's the point.
That's what they said. Okay, I need a minute. Oh Lord, I'm gonna need another shower.
I bet that having that in your mouth would give you the same effect as me when I say the word ravioli.
Ravioli. What?
No. The word just freaks me out and it makes the top of my mouth all tingly.
Dream hates the word.
Oh,
ravioli.
I really do hate that word. I'm sorry I brought it up.
I have armor on the top of my mouth, so I don't have the same feeling as you. I don't very rarely touch the roof of my mouth unless I'm soaking my dentures.
My entire mouth is very sensitive, so
It's just the word. I don't know why.
ravioli.
When I was a kid, I got traumatized by Chef Boyardee ravioli because the
Is
sauce
those fucking cans
stuck me.
commercials?
Hmm?
The fucking possessed canned commercials that follow the kids home.
Oh yeah, no, that was terrible too. There's the way that it
So-
fit on top of your mouth with the tomato sauce in between. The tomato sauce kind of like burnt me once, and it traumatized my mouth with ravioli.
Well, folks,
So you don't like moist ravioli?
Hmm?
You don't like moist ravioli?
I don't like tomato sauce anymore.
No moisture for her oyster.
What the fuck are you guys trying to do?
I know somebody watching this probably has a problem with the word moist.
Like the cake? That's
No,
how I
just the
would bet
word.
my cakes would go.
The word.
No,
Some
like a
people
lot of-
feel about meat like you do about ravioli.
Oh, I see
So-
who it is though, Day 6. Keep it up. Go ahead.
So-
Get some name back.
So, Dream, have you ever like touched something and had your body go, "This texture is disgusting"?
Oh, that crushed velvet shit. I hate that.
Some people have that reaction to specific words, and apparently, Rebecca's one of the people that has that reaction to moist.
No,
Ah,
no.
okay.
She likes being moist. I believe she's saying she's moist at the moment is rather what she is saying.
We
If I
asked
know
for
her for the
consent
23 years
to
I've known
harass
her.
people here.
Any other ravioli people?
We communicate consent for harassing people here,
Yeah, you
Gotcha.
including the people who can't talk to us because they're on comments
going to
and
get
their
back.
comments are slow. I
Lunch has been
thought.
great. I love y'all.
Did
Mr.
anyone
What
else
is-
think he was going the other way and sucking their in?
Another orange one, mister.
No, he's over there blowing.
Orange and light green.
I'm trying to put a balloon inside of a balloon.
Orange and light green.
Blow and suck.
Blowing suck. Yeah, you
Suck
tell him,
the one
Dream.
that's in the
You tell
middle
him.
and blow the one that's on top so that you have the air circulation right. Ew.
Wow, Dream. Cut me quick.
Oh yeah, that's fair. The little Debbie's. Mister's gonna fight you on that one though.
Whoa, I will fight you, kitty.
Yeah.
Nasty texture. That's like half the fun of it.
I can't eat most Little Debbie snacks because most of them are chocolate, and I would die.
That
You have a
hasn't
leg in
stopped you from trying to eat half the stuff you're allergic to before.
I don't eat chocolate because that's the one that'll kill me.
Is it
The rest
all
of them can
legumes
fuck
or
off.
just chocolate?
Say what?
I'm sorry, is it just chocolate or is it other legumes?
It's just chocolate, to my knowledge.
So how did you figure that one out, buddy?
I was constantly feverish and sick for like 4 years, and then we went to the allergist because we ran out of other explanations. And they did a panel, and I was like, "Oh, hey, you need to stop eating chocolate every day."
So what you're telling me is that you ate chocolate before?
Many times, and it made me very sick for a long time.
Well, then you can't say you haven't eaten it.
I didn't say I haven't. I said I don't. It's a kind of
Well, you did.
I did it.
Yeah. Good job, Mister.
I have accomplished it.
Oh, okay, that's something.
Cool.
Okay. So yeah, closing thoughts. We're up on our 2-hour mark. Anybody want to kick this shindig off?
This lunch has been very interesting.
Did we even get to like 3 of the topics we meant to?
Yeah, we covered them all.
Did we really
okay.
get to topic 3?
Yeah, the distance.
Ah,
Yeah, we done this shit.
We spent
all right.
2 hours going over 3 topics then. Usually we have like 5.
So cool.
Um,
Tell everybody
we've,
to come
we've
see
been
us.
doing the 3 topics for
Oh.
like a month or so.
I
And-
love it.
Hell yeah!
Welcome to
And
my.
we've normally don't make it through all 3 topics before we hit the 2-hour mark.
I know, right? So she said to come see her Thursday on Clapper. What time?
Next Thursday, not this Thursday.
Next Thursday. What time?
It's an all-day event, but I'll be on at like 5.
She comes on at 5 East Coast.
Yeah.
So
I'll be at work, but if I'm not on a call, I can tune in.
I'm having
Oh, yeah.
Pride trivia,
it's gonna be like she's doing Pride trivia, but they're doing like a Pride parade, a virtual Pride parade.
and there's a lot of really, really amazing creators that are taking part.
Yeah.
All the cool
I'll be
people.
there if I'm back from the doctor before then.
What's 5? Doctors close at 5, so you should be home.
Debatable.
Oh, Becca, thank you.
I love you guys.
We like hanging out with you too. You'll have to come up on the panel sometime. I'm down for it.
Becca, you're always a great addition to the show.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, closing thoughts on online digital love, all those fun things.
I made another Adam.
I usually go last. I'm my closing thought this time, so that way I could leave it up to either of them to close her out.
Can I have one of those?
The balloon.
More than likely. Dream wants one of your balloon atoms.
Got you.
Ew, I did the fucking bottom face for that one. Oh no.
Yeah, you did, and it's forever encased in internet history.
How bad you want a balloon, Dream?
Ah.
I have candy.
Dream, you've also been doing the bottom fingers throughout the entire fucking show.
Shut up.
Yeah. Yep, there is pee in the dating pool.
Ew, don't put ew.
Make sure you guys use the Mississippi Pickup line. There you go.
No.
Dream, do you have any closing thoughts?
I didn't even get to mine. Good lord.
My
Oh,
clothes.
I thought you said you were going last. I'm sorry.
No, I said I usually go last, so I was going to go first and leave it up to either one of you to close it out.
All right, sorry. Go ahead, Day6.
Okay. Just be safe, be vigilant, leave as many breadcrumbs as you can if you're going to go out and date, because it's a crazy world out there. But yes, dating online can be fun. Be mindful, be communicative, and be vigilant.
R-E-S-P. There's my ass book.
Dream?
Make sure you do background checks. Good night, everyone.
Want me to go, Alice?
Yeah.
Wait a second.
Well, yeah, you run off, so.
Wait a second. Whoa. Have any of you fucked up? Whoa.
She come over, bust a cat because y'all trying to.
I scared myself. Have any of you done background checks on me?
Yeah, I've seen your ass a lot.
Oh. Okay. I background check all your asses then.
I mean, you almost fell on the floor. Does that count as a background check?
So my closing thought is y'all be open-minded and please do see the red flags because they're usually there, and you should probably listen to your friends about red flags sometimes too when you're doing this online dating experience. If your friend says that that's a little weird and actually takes the time to do that, well, listen. Especially, your belly, your gut can be your friend too. So just, yeah. Don't be scared. Just be vigilant and enjoy every little second.
I think above all, when it comes to at least the online dating aspect of everything, is to be your authentic self. If you're a smart ass, be a smart ass in your profile. If you're a shy person, be a shy person in your profile, because that's who you're going to be. So to present anything other than that is going to bring in people that you're not trying to bring in.
The facade always falls off.
And it really does. So if you're you 100% from the beginning, but if you're yourself from the beginning, you set those intentions that, hey, I'm here for a hookup. Hey, I'm a bit of a smart ass. Hey,
down where it's wetter.
Hey, I want to go out to dinner. You're gonna pay. I'm gonna pay. Set a lot of that stuff up and make sure that everybody's on board with everything before it goes. That doesn't mean that things won't still happen in the moment. If they happen in the moment, enjoy the moment. Don't overthink everything. I know some of us naturally do, but just go with the flow sometimes.
I like this one. Kidding.
Case I dropped a red flag on the sidewalk on a date the other day. I have a picture.
I like pictures.
All right, now let's close this out.
To date online, be, like you said, authentic. Be aware of red flags and listen to your friends if they say the vibes are off. But also, like, talk to the person you're trying to online date and like establish where you want things to be together. If you want to talk every day, do it. If you want to talk like once a week and just vibe the rest of the time, do that. But like, talk about it and agree on where things should be. And if what you want and what they want is too disparate, walk away. Find someone else online that's more compatible so that you can both be happy.
You don't even have to walk. Your fat ass can sit right in your computer chair.
Right.
Metaphorically, Jen.
So next week, I think since it is Pride Month, I think the last Monday of Pride Month. No, it is not. But either way, I've got it set up for us to celebrate and embrace the diversity of LGBT communities and relationships. So we'll talk about what I've got set up here is breaking stereotypes, common misconceptions about different people in the community, navigating your identities, understanding the spectrum of identity, and then accomplices or allies.
Family.
That's right, family. But love everybody. I'm going to hit this end button and we're going to sit here for our awkward 5 seconds.